We're speaking with Albert Chen today at 3-in-1 Enterprises in Taipei, Taiwan. This is one of the leading companies here that produces endoscopes that are finding increasing acceptance in the locksmith and government areas for safe work and some specialized lock work. So we're going to talk for a while with Albert, who's one of the principals of the company, with regard to their products, their history, what they make, how they make them, and who their customers are. So Albert, tell me a little bit about your company. How long have you been around producing this type of product?
Yes, Mark. Our company has been in the industrial for 37 years. And we came with the auto industrial, and about 10 years later we come with like the scope for the fiber scope,
right?
The traditional fiber scope, so which is like you need to use the eyes and to see something you cannot see. And also about like 5 years ago we transfer everything to the portable type endoscope, which you can see we have a lot of different monitors, and for this one it has also like a wireless capability,
right.
And we also have like the other one we call the easy scope, which is like on and off, which people don't need to record in the picture, and just like easy and portable. Just go.
Okay, and we'll talk about all of these different varieties later in this segment. So you're in the endoscope business for several years now.
Yes.
You have some unique designs in the industry, and that is you have a video in the tip of the scope as compared to the more traditional scope technologies that relay images either by fiber optic or by relay lenses
yes.
to a camera head.
Yes.
And are you the leader in this area as far as scopes with cameras built in?
Yes, we are the leader for the new, we call the portable digital endoscope, which you see here is the screen, and you also can compare the traditional fiber scope, which you use the eyes, you can see, but right now we turn everything to the digital, so people can straight read the information in the monitor from the monitor.
Okay, so let's talk about and compare the difference between your scopes and the more traditional optical scopes. Let's talk about the Olympuses of this world, the Hawkeyes that are actually using lenses to relay the images, or fiber. Why do you feel your scopes are ahead of those as far as capabilities?
Because for the Hawkeye and Olympus, they are very strong in the traditional endoscope industrial. It's no doubt they are pretty good quality. But the problem is people want to use their scope. They need to have very good vision, good eyes. They can see that. But for us, we try to turn everything into the digital format, so which you just got our camera here, and people straight plug in the cable, then people can see on the monitor.
All right.
Yeah, that's like a main difference between our scope and the other traditional fiber.
And cost-wise, there's a difference also.
Yes. Because
of your cost of production.
Yes, and we know all the fibers right now are getting more expensive right now, day by day.
Really?
So, yeah.
And what about the light transmission characteristics on fiber versus putting a camera head right in the tip of the scope versus using lens relay?
For the fiber, as I understand, right now the lighting on the fiber use the traditional label
Right.
on here, because there's one problem on the fiber is for the lighting fiber, the lighting frequency going to reduce in like halfway during the transmit.
Okay.
So which we found a problem, and we designed the cable. We try to put the lighting at the end.
Right.
So which you only need the camera just like connect to our scope. And let me turn it on. So right now the image is on and people can see the full light
Right.
here. A lot of people ask where's the lighting, is it in this side or this side? Everything is in this side because we don't want the lighting get reduced, decrease.
Right.
During the transition.
Okay. And so there's a 4 LED segment at the tip of each one of your scopes.
Yes.
Okay. And how are your scopes produced? First of all, you make them all here?
We make it all in here, in our factory, in upstairs and in downstairs. But
Okay.
we also buy the material from outside, which we don't really make the material, but we do make everything in here in Taiwan.
Who do you supply to? What's your primary industries?
We supply in the auto industrial and the law enforcement and the security industrial and the locksmith.
Okay. And what about environmental specs? How rugged are your scopes as far as temperature extremes, humidity, water?
For our scope, all our camera cable has been tested for the called IP57, which you can put into water for 30 minutes in 1 meter deep. Has no problem.
Okay. And how's your quality control?
The quality control for all the material before they come to our factory, we do have our QA to check all our import material is good, and after in upstairs we have like the recleaning. I don't know how to say that in English, but just the room.
The returns are low.
No.
Low. The returns for defects.
Yeah, return for the defects
are low.
Yeah.
How many employees does your company have approximately?
Right now we have about 70 employees, and we have for us we have about 5 of like research department, 5 people in research department, each person in charge different parts. And
you are doing some special designs for government, for locksmith industry.
Yes, we cooperate with European library, and we have talking about a new endoscope special for law enforcement and the government to use.
Okay, and primary customers in the locksmith area are Lockmasters Europe, Lockmasters United States.
Yes.
And are you supplying to other endoscope manufacturers under OEM agreements?
Yes, we do, and which is the endoscope, one of the brand in the firearm endoscope industrial. They buy from us, and they are really super strong, and also for the automotive industrial. And we also try to deal with the people straight from the car manufacturers.
From car manufacturers?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to switch views and we're going to talk about specific models. Albert, we're going to talk about some specific technologies now that you manufacture. We've moved to your conference table so we can look at some very specific products.
Yes.
First of all, you make rigid scopes and you make flexible scopes.
Yes.
Okay, tell me the difference and what the parameters are for each of the different versions.
For the rigid scope, people can see is unbendable, which you straight in and straight out. That's the rigid scope. And for the flexible scope, since you can bendable, so for example, if you just like going to somewhere and it will straight fall down and just follow the pipe, follow guideline.
Yep.
And we also have the other one called the semi-rigid. You bend it, it stays.
Okay.
Like this way. So we have 3 types of the scope.
All right. And all of these are pretty rugged.
Yes.
Let's talk about different lengths, first of all, of rigid scopes.
Yes. For the rigid scope, we have the 6 millimeter for the length.
Yep.
And the 4 millimeter. And in the future, we have the one for 3.8 millimeter.
That's diameter, that's not length.
Oh, for the length.
Yes.
We have the 7-inch, 12-inch, 19, 22, and the 24 for the rigid scope.
Okay.
So longer to 24-inch.
And again, the diameters that are available currently?
Yes, for the 4 millimeter over 6 millimeter.
Okay, so 4 millimeter and 6 millimeter. And 6.8 millimeter is the equivalent of a quarter-inch diameter. Yep.
Yes.
Outer diameter.
6.4.
So you're 6.4.
Yes.
Your 6 millimeter will easily go through a quarter-inch hole if it was drilled in a safe door.
Yes.
Okay. And what about viewing angles?
The viewing angle, all the camera viewing angle, we have 2 kind of camera. One is for 57 degree, and that's like a regular viewing angle. But people can also put the lens, can make it straight to 90 degree.
Okay.
Over 110 and 70 degree. And special for the rigid scope, we design the 360 degree, which you plug in the cable in, and you can see in this side you can keep rotating.
Okay.
So people can easy to know where is the meter are right now.
Right.
Yes.
So let's summarize as far as angles. You have a straight on angle.
Yes, the straight angle.
And then you have
90 degree.
90 degrees.
110.
110.
And 70 degree.
Okay. And are these using mirror attachments, or are these the way you build the tips of the scope to begin with?
For the meters, this one is the special one. You just like attach and you keep rotation. But we also have the meter for 4 millimeter. You can see in here you hardly screw on.
And that for a mirror?
For the meter, because for most meter we saw on the market, it's kind of just a touch, just one click. But the problem is for that one, once you put all the forks in, the meter might jump off.
The mirror may come off.
Yes.
So they set, but they don't screw on the end.
No, they don't screw on the end. They just like click.
Okay. And is there any way to make sure that they don't come off the end?
Yes, and there is like the way we design. We have the people 100% screw on for the meter, so it's 100% attached.
Okay, so you have snap on basically and screw on.
We have the screw on. screw on, and for this one might be some more like a snap on.
Okay. And the mirror angles, what kind of angles do you obtain if you put a mirror on the tip?
Yes.
What kind of angles will that give you as far as viewing?
For the 45-degree angle, give you the view 90-degree. So it's like we call the side view, which you can see the side view. And we have like 55-degree angle, give you 110, give you a little bit angle view, except the side view. And the other one is like a 70-degree view.
Okay, and let's talk about your articulating scope.
Yes.
So right now you only have a 2x, which is basically up or down.
Yes.
Controls. In the future, you're looking, as I understand it, as a 4x?
Yes.
So that you have all 4 axes.
Yes, we will have the 4x articulation scope. And for the scope right now, you can see is turn by this way, left and right, and it's give you people about like 150-degree back and forth.
Okay.
By this way. And the other thing is for our articulation one is you see the degree on here.
Right.
So which means you doing the inspection, you try to open the lock, you turn, and in here the mark you can know what degree you have been turning, and you can find your subject by the mark.
Correct.
Yes, and here's the lock.
And the diameter on this cable is what?
It's 5.8 millimeter.
Okay, and that's the only diameter that you're making an articulating scope right now?
Yes.
Okay. What's the resolution on your cameras?
The resolution on the camera, the video output is 640 times 480.
Okay. And how light sensitive, first of all, are the cameras you're using?
The
light sensitivity.
Light sensitivity is pretty sensitive, but the thing is we can change about our lighting source in here. You can see the light is like a dim and go all the way up and dim. So for all the middle area, people can straight dim up and to see much clearer picture.
All right. And what screen sizes do you have on your different devices?
For the screen size, for the easy scope, we have like 2.5 inch, and this one is also 3.5 inch for the regular scope, which you can also record a video and a snapshot, and just like get out from the memory card for 4-hour video.
Okay, and you're using SD memory in these devices?
Yes, we're using the SD memory, and you can charge and the TV out function in here.
And these will record, I'm assuming, in both NTSC and in PAL.
Yes, you can change the manual to the NTSC or to PAL.
And the output is composite video, so you can go right to a television receiver?
Yes.
Or monitor?
Yes.
And what recording format are you using?
The recording format is MP4, and for the picture format is JPEG. So normally, if you are using the Windows SP, it's no problem, or higher.
Or Windows 7.
Or Windows 7.
Right, or a Mac.
Or a Mac, it's no problem to read it.
Okay, and what size memory card will you map in that device? 16 gig, 32 gig?
For us, we come with 2 GB memory, but the device support up to 32 GB.
Okay, so it will map up to 32 gigabytes.
Yes.
Okay, and playback on the unit. You can obviously play what you've shot on that unit?
Yes, and let me show you one really cool things on the scope here. So right now we just like attach our cable unit. And all the cables you can see like even like close to like a fingerprinted to like a 1.5 centimeter.
Yeah, just hold that and let me
like
just zoom in. Okay, so now go ahead and move that around. I've got, okay, so that's the fingerprint.
That's that fingerprint, so you can see the very super close view, clear view as well.
Right, and of course you have time date stamp.
Yes, the time and date stamp. So when you straight go to read, like hit, oh, right now we don't have the memory card, so you can hit recall.
Right.
And snapshot and recall.
Okay.
And you can play back. But doing the playback, you can also take the snapshot again. Once you find out there's the problem, so you can take snapshot when you're doing the playback recording.
And when you're using that unit, can you also run a second monitor off of that unit so you can look at it not only on your handheld but on a large display?
Yes, you can run the second monitor through the TV out cable to like the TV.
Like a plasma display or whatever.
Yeah, then you can see the video. But once you put the TV out, the small screen will be shut off because right now only like one video device can send out a signal. But if people has the wireless screen, can apply to, because we use like a 2.4 gigahertz technology, so one handle can support a lot of unit.
Right.
Once the receiver got it.
Albert, what's the connector compatibility on your video heads? First of all, I'm assuming that all of your products are interchangeable.
Yes, and we have about 100 different kind of cable. For example, we have like a 4 millimeter head, and with 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, go up to 10 meter. And people sometimes they can just like straight change to a little bit big diameter to 5.5, because we understand if in some area you don't need to put the 4 millimeter in, you can choose our 5.5 millimeter system, and it gives you more lighting also. And later on, people can also go into up to 28 millimeter. So we have 5.5, 4 millimeter, 8 millimeter, and 10 millimeter, then go up to 28 millimeter. Depends on which application you are using it.
And obviously the intensity, your LED intensity can be adjusted.
Yes. So right now you can see it's light on, it's like dims. You can dim it. So
you can adjust for the reflectivity of your target that you're looking at.
Yes. Especially when you put in the cable into the middle area, you don't want to have a lot of light to make a reflection. So you can straight dim it to no light or a little bit light.
Okay, and let's talk about battery life. And,
yes.
And first of all, you're using lithium-ion batteries?
Yes, we are using a lithium-ion battery, and all the battery are interchangeable also. So battery life is for the 4-hour battery, one times charge for 4-hour battery. And
you don't have external chargers. You only charge within the device.
Yes. And if people get the second battery, they can charge ahead before they put it in.
Okay, so there is no problem interchanging batteries that are charged in the device?
No, there's no problems.
Okay, and let's talk about your wireless technology.
Yes.
Tell me what you're doing in wireless, what the product is, and let's talk about both the receivers and the transmitter.
This one is our wireless model. This one is receiver, this one is a transmitter. So basically, when people just like turn both unit on, and hook up the cables right here. So right now you did not see anything because we have to switch input source to go to wireless. Then here you see, you can control the light, you can see here the videos.
Yep.
Yep. And right now no infection on the video for sure, because we know for the wireless we special design also for law enforcement and for the SWAT team, and we try to have like a lot of monitor to work to one receiver here.
Okay, and you're operating at 2.4 gigahertz.
Yes.
Is this an unlicensed frequency that can be used anywhere? Is it licensable, especially in the United States, in Europe? What regulations do you have?
It's unlicensable, so can use it anywhere. But we cooperate with the European library, and we got more idea about the different antenna technology. So we will have the different technology on the how to secure the screen later on for law enforcement area.
Okay, and what about infrared?
For the infrared. For the infrared camera, right now we don't have like a really infrared camera, because we try to make the infrared, and we understand the infrared in the small area is not enough infrared can push out. So we try to find a good extra lighting infrared device and try to help the camera can see the image.
So presently your cameras are not sensitive to infrared?
Right now the camera right now is not very sensitive compared with the traditional, the big camera head, because the camera is very small. Is right now, so right now it's not.
Okay, and last question, who are your dealers in Europe and in the United States?
In the Europe we have European Lockmaster Group, and in the American we have the Lockmaster Group.
So those are the only dealers?
Those are the dealer in the lock area, locksmith area, and for most style they are the more reseller.
And Lockmasters Europe is actually Wendt?
Yes.
Okay, and have I missed anything as far as product line or questions that you feel are relevant?
No, not really. I will let you know later.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you,
this has been Albert Chen in Taipei, Taiwan.
Thank you.